Hello Sagittarius, and welcome to your in-depth March astrology forecast for the Sun or the Ascendant. If you're new to my channel, I'd be honoured if you'd subscribe. This month begins with Mercury in a retrograde and also the Sun in the part of your situation along with Mercury, which is very much to do with your environment, your personal environment, to do with home, family, emotional issues. And with Mercury retrograde, it's possible that something is sort of ebbing and flowing around a decision in terms of where you live or how you live there or who with. Or perhaps there's some tender stuff going on between you and other members of your clan. But you know, there is some fantastic news flowing through for you this month, because Saturn, the planet of structure, has been quite a mighty impediment over the last couple of years when it comes to your financial situation, your sense of self and worth, and also perhaps your sense of attractiveness in terms of a more sensual dimension. Well, Saturn is going to be moving out of the sign of Capricorn, where it's been doing this kind of stuff, on the 22nd of this month and moving into Aquarius. It is just going to be a short sojourn, really, through to the end of June before it comes back into Capricorn. But you've got the 14th of December to look forward to, when there's an amazing solar eclipse in your sign. But also, on that day, Saturn returns back into Aquarius, where it will be for the following 2¼ years. But also, Jupiter and Pluto, which are together in Capricorn where Saturn has been, they are going to start to come together in a much more providential way from the 9th of this month right through to the end of March. And that can work wonders for you, it really can. But of course the story of this month does have to take into account the Mercury retrograde. And on the 4th, it actually inverts Mercury into the sign of Aquarius, which is to do with your everyday communications. Through to the 10th, when it goes forwards, it's possible you may be thinking about a mode of transport, or a trusted domestic appliance may get changed, or you may think about the technology that you have in your situation. And it may be that you're revisiting something that you'd thought about a little while before in February. But on the 16th, Mercury does return back into the sign of Pisces, where, to be honest, it is in detriment. But it is going to give you an opportunity by the 29th to clarify something that perhaps has caused a little bit of concern or uncertainty since about the 17th of February. What I will say is that on the 5th of this month, Venus, the planet of love and affection, moves into the sign of Taurus, which it governs. It moves out of your 5th solar house, which is really quite sociable and outgoing and very alluring, but it moves into this more practical location. But it is going to be combining with Uranus, the planet of surprises. But Venus isn't just about love, it's also about loot, and it can be about attracting goodness to us. So for the following week, broadly, from the 5th to the 12th, you have an opportunity for something to come about in your situation that's really quite unexpected. But if it does, if an opportunity does come up, if you move quickly, it could be really worthwhile to you. Then again, if you are single and you're looking for greater interaction in a social context, it's possible that there could be a surprise invitation from someone you work with, and maybe there will be some kind of romantic dimension or hint behind this. But also from the 5th through to the 12th, the Sun in Pisces is going to be combining with Neptune. This can make you enormously sentimental. If there is someone who's no longer in your world that you wished was, you can really feel this very intensely across this period of days. But it doesn't mean to say that you will automatically feel very sad. It's more very nostalgic, and you can really salute and celebrate them. If there are people you want to connect with on the other side, for example, this would be a fine time to try to do so. But also your own psychic abilities can be heightened across this period of days. If you do decide to remodel your home in some kind of pleasing way, your appreciation of the aesthetics is going to be outstanding. And with Jupiter and Pluto combining from the 9th through to the end of the month, I do feel that that can bring some additional revenue into your situation. But also on the 9th, we do, of course, have the full moon in the sign of Virgo. But this is squaring up with Jupiter, your ruler, and that Pluto combination. So I think it's going to be broadly quite a positive full moon. Full moons can bring into the open issues that have been hidden, or they can bring to the point where we get a sense of achievement on something we started in a process on the back of the new moon, which occurred last month. But I think for you, there could be a need to balance your work and life challenges and time management. But also, I just feel that lovely combination between Jupiter and Pluto could point towards some kind of improvements in your financial situation, which will be good for you in terms of your sense of achievement and recognition from others, but can also help you to protect the people you really care for, and in a very profound way. Now on the 10th, Mercury goes forwards motion, which is something that we can all obviously applaud. But on the 16th, once it goes back into Pisces, I do feel that the lines of communication are going to improve around a personal issue. However, on the 20th, we have the vernal equinox, and the sun makes its way into your sister fire sign of Aries. This is the first day of the new Western tropical zodiac, and therefore it's something we should all really be delighted about, but particularly you, because it's about giving you the push to be more outgoing, to be more self-expressive, to invest in your talents, to enjoy life. And it also combines with Chiron, the comet that is the wounded healer. So if there has been some kind of down that's occurred to you around your love life, or around an estrangement with someone that you're very fond of, there is an opportunity over the next 3 or 4 days to try to put that right, to make an improvement. On the 22nd, however, Saturn does move into Aquarius. It's only going to go in by 1 degree in the initial part of this year. And I think, therefore, it depends on where your sun is in Sagittarius. So it can have a very beneficial impact on you if you're born early in Sagittarius, the first 2 or 3 degrees. And I think what Saturn's saying to you is marshal your ideas in a very disciplined way, and you can find that other people are going to be very receptive to what you have to say in the next 2.5 years, broadly. The 24th sees the new moon, also in Aries, and this is forging a semi-sextile with Uranus. So when it comes to creativity or spontaneity, then Uranus here is saying to you, as long as you can bring into play the practicalities but in an imaginative way, any ideas you have over the next month have a high chance of success. The 29th sees Mercury coming out of shadow, and in the last week Mercury also forges a beautiful link with Uranus, suggesting that some kind of new way of thinking about a stuck domestic or practical matter can render a solution. And then on the 31st, Mars powers its way into Aquarius to join up with Saturn. So we have a lovely angle between the Sun and Saturn, and just about Mars and the Sun as this month draws to a close, broadly. And I think for you, this is just giving you a lot of extra confidence to express yourself, to interact with people, tell people about your ideas, up the intensity and the action in your life. And it's going to be an exciting phase that you're entering, Sagittarius, but I think the main standout development for you this month, despite the frustrations of Mercury's retrograde, is going to be Saturn shifting out of its conjunction with Pluto, which started to fade from the 18th of February, but now Jupiter and Pluto forging a duo that can really transform but grow your financial situation in a way which has seemed really out of reach over the last couple of years, when it's been much more to do with conservation and perhaps getting by and a little bit less, or perhaps you felt a bit bruised about your self-value. I think that's set to be improved quite dramatically from here on in if you seize the opportunity. If you'd like to ascend beyond your zodiac sign of Sagittarius and embrace real astrology based on your time, date and place of birth, you can buy a character analysis which will tell you where all the planets are in your chart beyond your sun sign of Sagittarius and the relationships they all have with one another. And also, you can get a 12-month forecast based on your unique birth data and get 30% off by seeing the link beneath this video, or you can choose to have a one-to-one personal consultation with me. But for now, good luck and goodbye.